There is a new social app and it's called Cara. And they recently grew from 40,000 users to over 650,000 users. It's a social app for creatives or artists. And people are saying this thing is growing as a protest to Meta because of their AI policies. So today on the podcast, we're going to be diving into what exactly is going on here and why this company is growing so quickly. So let's talk a little bit about Meta's AI policies to kick this off. Right now, there's a lot of artists that are kind of frustrated with Meta because what they're doing is they're using public Instagram posts to essentially train their generative AI systems. And the only people that are actually able to opt out of this are European users because of GDPR laws. Because of this, a lot of artists are concerned. They're like, oh my gosh, we're spending all this time to create this incredible art. We have to post it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, right, to promote our art and, make a living. But if we do that, then Instagram is going to be scraping it and training. So it's kind of this weird place where, a lot of artists online in the past, they would post their art on their website. But if they couldn't get traffic to their website, and even with that, there's like people that are still trying to scrape websites. And so there's all this kind of like crazy software called poison pilling that they were installing on their websites to try to like mess up the AI models but scrape their artwork. So there's a lot of craziness that's going into it, but it's kind of rough for them when they post on social media and it's guaranteed that their art is going to get sucked into these AI algorithms that are going to be creating art like them. So they're concerned about that probably because they want compensation. And then there's a lot of people that are saying, look, you're just resisting a new tool set, which is generative AI, that you could use it to help you with art. I don't know. There's all sorts of sides of the argument, but I think it's really interesting. So Zhuang, who is working on this, it's a renowned photographer and a founder of Cara, recently said, when you put AI so much in their face and then give them the option to opt out, but then increase the friction to opt out, I think this increases the anger levels. Like, okay, now I've really had enough. Okay, so that's Jing Zhang, who's talking about why their platform is doing so well. To be fair, there is the option to opt out, although I think that might just be for European users. So it's, obviously a lot of friction on that specifically. So why are people going to Cara? What is this allowing them to do? Essentially, Cara is letting artists post their work. They're guaranteeing that their work is not going to be used to train AI, although, they are not going to be using it, but I don't know if that really guarantees that a company like OpenAI that's just scraping the whole internet couldn't do that. Right now, they're partnering with the University of Chicago's Glaze project, which is going to be giving them added protection. And I think the Glaze project is probably something similar to the poison pill, which is essentially this software that you essentially can add, and it's going to add like these like watermarks that you don't really notice to the human eye. But when the image gets pulled into an AI model for training, it's like makes the art really wacky and it messes up the whole AI model. So people want to be really careful of this. So Zhang has been essentially embroiled in a lawsuit for quite a long time. She recently won an appeal in Luxembourg against a painter who essentially copied her work, and she's suing Google, Stability AI, Midjourney, DeviantArt, and Runway AI for using essentially artist copyrighted work without consent. So she just won. I think the case that she won, I was looking at it, and it was essentially she had taken a picture, and then there was a painter in Luxembourg who painted her picture. I think literally the only difference was it was mirrored, but like it was the exact same thing. So she won that case, and it's kind of obvious, right? You take a picture, it's the exact same thing, and someone paints it, and it's obvious it was you. I'm not sure why an artist would do that, but in any case, She won the lawsuit there and now is suing a bunch of the top AI companies, which are, it's like a different type of lawsuit, but you can see she's been in this kind of space for a little while. So here's what she recently said. She said, words cannot describe how dehumanizing it is to see my name used 20,000 times in Midjourney. She put that on an Instagram post. She said, my life's work and who I am reduced to meaningless fodder for a commercial image slot machine. So obviously she's got some very strong opinions on what's going on here and on this whole situation. I think it's obviously like an interesting conversation for sure with copyright. And if you created a copyrighted piece of content and someone trains on it, who owns it? This is a conversation that regulators and people it's working its way through the courts right now. So very interesting, and you can understand why these people would be upset. So the platform, obviously, it's seen this huge surge in popularity, but at the same time, it's got a couple financial problems now, because when you go from 40,000 users to 600,000 users, you get quite a bill. So right now, despite it being super popular, Cara is, I think it just got hit with a $96,000 bill from their web hosting company, Vercel. And so Zhang right now is trying to, up until this point, Zhang has pretty much avoided looking for any venture funding because they're trying to, maintain control of the platform. So this is a bit of a tricky situation, and it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to maintain independence, or if they're going to have to bring on investors, if they're going to be able to figure out how to monetize. It's kind of tricky, right? I don't know. You want to stay independent for the control sake, but at the same time, like the problems of scaling definitely do hit these startups. And so $96,000 bill is not a small thing. So it's going to be interesting, and I'll definitely keep you up to date on how this company is able to run in the future.